Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers are going to find. Now, just to show you real fast, this is as far as these seats go down. You can lower these to this point if you want to maximize your cargo space. They do recline a little bit. We're going to have our panoramic sunroof here. The shade is drawn partially back, but you can see that that front portion will open. You'll have the windscreen right there to help keep things a little more quiet. How about our door panel? Let's talk about that. We'll show you what's going on over there on the other side. You're going to have the nice large armrest, plenty of padding in there. It's nice and comfortable. Your exposed screws will be here to give it that Land Rover look and feel. And then a nice large door bin that can be used as a bottle holder or whatever else anybody wants to put in there. Now, to gain access to the third row, there's a release right up here on the top of the seat. So I'm going to pull on that. We'll move that seat out of the way, which, by the way, these seats do move back and forth, so it is possible to increase leg space for rear seat passengers. Now, the seat would normally come back to about right here, so it can be rather tight back here, but it doesn't have to be real tight. Something you don't normally see are oh crap handles in the third row of a three-row SUV. That's interesting. Air conditioning vents are going to be right here. That works pretty well. It should be nice to help keep the passengers nice and cool or nice and warm depending on what they need. And to make it easier to lower these rear seats down without the seat belt getting in the way, you can actually put it right here in this area and it will stay put. Okay, let's talk about what your middle row passengers will find. Now, one thing that I mentioned earlier is that you can move these seats back and forth. As you can see, there we go. We can move those back and forth just like that. Again, the oh crap handles, and we'll have the air conditioning vent. Let me get out of the way where you can see it right there. That's a good location for that, but there's also air conditioning vents on the rear of the center console, and actually a good bit to talk about here. So we have 4 zones of climate control, dual in the front, dual in the rear. We can change our fan speed right here. Obviously, we can change our temperature as we need to, but if you push on that button right there or dial, you can turn on the ventilated seats and the heated seats. Ventilated right there, heated right there, depending on what your passengers want. And we'll also find some connectivity here with the USB ports. As you can see, we'll have the rear seat pockets right up here, a couple of rear seat pockets, one on each seat. Obviously, you saw the cup holders down here in the floor. That's kind of an interesting place for that. Kind of a long way to reach, but it's there. At least they have the cup holders. And we're also going to have our armrests that can be adjusted via this dial right here. So depending on how far your passengers want that to go down, they can change that and make it comfortable for themselves.